Hey, welcome back to Panic Butter. This is Tony. How you doing today? I'm hoping you're having a great day. Grace, we have some really interesting dash cams. Yeah, everybody has them. You have them right now, likely. On your car, on your truck, somewhere you have them. And you don't download them. You just keep letting them loop. Stop it, upload them, get stuff like this. Here we go. First up.
This footage submitted by Jason. Something happens that if it weren't caught on Dashcam, you wouldn't believe it. It was around 1 in the morning. Jason was on his way to what he thought was going to be the house of a woman he matched with on a dating app. The person had given Jason their address over the app. They had not exchanged numbers. After putting the address into his phone, he realized that not only was the address 20 minutes away, it was also in a less desirable side of town. Against his better judgment, he got in his car anyway to head to the given address, which was in a cul-de-sac. After entering the cul-de-sac, he realized all 3 houses had all of their lights out, and when he tried to message the girl he matched on the dating app, she would no longer answer. After waiting a few minutes for an answer, he realized the person had unmatched him, meaning it may have been a trick or prank, and so he turned the car around. As he was leaving the cul-de-sac, he noticed someone on the sidewalk stepping out into the street, and so he locks his doors and slows down. This is the footage captured on the dash cam. The footage is kind of grainy, so it's hard to make out some of the smaller details. But basically what happened was Jason slowed down as he saw a masked person walking into the middle of the street, immediately knowing something was off because there was nothing across the street except a busy highway. So he locks his door and comes to a stop as the person is directly in front of his car. Then the masked person reaches into his pocket, grabs a handgun that's a little hard.
Yeah. What would you do in that situation? Would you even be there? Likely not. You'd be at home watching videos, huh? Not out creeping around with some app trying to meet somebody or anything like that, because that's the stuff that happens. Let's move on. This is good. Here we go.
To see in the video due to lighting, and starts running towards his driver's side door. Jason immediately steps on the gas and drives past the man, who then tries to open the door, which thankfully was locked mere seconds earlier. It's hard to see unless you pause and zoom in, but the man in the video was wearing a creepy smiling mask. The man didn't fire any rounds, but that's also under the assumption that the gun was even loaded or real. It's not that uncommon to hear about people using fake guns in scenarios like this. What was strange about this was while even though it was in a less desirable end of town, it was still a very residential block right next to a highway, so it was a slightly questionable place to pull this. However, it doesn't take a detective to put the pieces together that this was a setup through the dating app to lure some unsuspecting guy to a dead-end road in order to rob him at gunpoint, or worse. According to Jason, the spot in which the man stepped into the street was out of view of any houses as it ran alongside a long fence and bushes. Jason reported the whole incident to the police, including the given address. Jason was accompanied with a police officer to knock on the door of the address in question the next day, and an older woman who claimed to live alone answered the door. She claimed she had nothing to do with it, and that's obviously pretty likely to be the truth, meaning a random person simply chose that address because the street was low-key and hidden, debatably a perfect spot to try and set somebody up. Luckily, Jason didn't decide to stay put and got away without harm, because who knows what could have happened.
Oh yeah, part 1, part 2. Get creeped out and get away. Don't do it again though. You never know what'll happen or what you'll see. Take this next one for example. Hang on tight. Here it comes.
And I don't really give a right now. He should have, like I said months ago, whether or not, something. Oh my God! What the? What the? Oh my!
Yeah, can you believe it? Oh my is correct. What else can you say? That covers it. Hope that nobody got hurt or, anything worse. getting good. Let's move on. Here we go. Next up.
On June 19th, 2022, a trucker was driving down the P.J. Patterson Highway in Jamaica at about 4:30 a.m. Everything seems normal until a few seconds later, a bike is suddenly pushed a few feet in front of the truck. A sort of dark figure can be seen on top of the bike, but it's hard to tell whether it's an actual person or not. The driver seems to tense up as he leans forward, but concerningly, he doesn't slow down. He doesn't look too disturbed, simply checking his side view mirrors after running the bike over. Shortly after, the camera showing the trucker even shows him shaking his head and chuckling as he continues driving down the highway. The unsettling footage raises a lot of questions, but the trucker might have actually escaped a potentially life-threatening situation by not stopping. Many people have commented that this is a very common robbery method in Jamaica, in which a dummy or even a bundle of blankets are placed on top of a bike to make it look like there's a person riding it. The bike is then pushed in front of a vehicle to shock and guilt-trip the driver into getting out and checking on the person, and you can probably imagine what happens next. In these type of robberies, the person who pushes the bike rarely operates alone, and is usually accompanied by other bandits hiding in the shadows, waiting for the driver to get out of the vehicle. If the trucker would have stopped, he probably would have been the victim of a robbery attempt, or worse. Although a failed robbery attempt is the most likely explanation for this footage, it can't be 100% confirmed whether or not that's what actually happened.
Yeah, but it looks like it's 99.99999% positive it was going to be a robbery or something similar. They were trying to stop him, no doubt. Throw it out there, hope he stops, swerves, crashes, you know. Here we go, let's move on.
This terrifying moment caught on camera.
Oh my god, what is he doing? Babe, what happened?
Suspected insurance fraudsters intentionally backing into Ashpia Natasha's car on a busy New York City highway.
This guy just reversed into me. What the hell is going on?
Watch as the silver Honda Accord cuts off Ashpia, causing her to slam on the brakes. But when she doesn't hit them, the driver putting the car into reverse and punching the gas, crashing into her.
The guy in the video, he told me that the female was the driver and she doesn't speak any English.
But then, take a look at this. The backseat passenger is trying to put a covering on the back window as the driver climbs over into the front passenger seat before getting out of the car, pretending to be injured.
I'm shaking.
They were rushing to leave. They were like, well, we have to go pick up our baby. And so basically when I turned around to go check on the car, they just like got in their car and left.
After watching the footage, they believe they were being scammed.
Yeah, they were being scammed, all right. It was a setup, goes on everywhere, and others do a deep dive on it, take it apart, and show you exactly what happened. Just like here. Sit back. Here it is.
What up? I don't do this very often, but y'all gotta blow this up. Y'all gonna wanna see this. I know y'all seen this video, this intentional crash, but this is something you didn't see. We gotta go through it. Now watch what happens. Watch this. Now look. Watch, they reverse into her. Boom, now watch what they do. Watch what they do. They put up a garbage bag. Now the person that was driving, look, when he hit him, watch. The person that was driving got a hat on. Got some kind of hat on. So now watch this. Look, start to get over it, see? Before they could bring up the bag, look, they put up a bag so you can't see what's going on in their car. So they got somebody, the dude driving, starting to climb over the motherfucker right here. And then somebody else switching seats with him. So now watch.
Oh my God. Oh
they put the garbage bag up in the back.
Wait, this guy just reversed into me. What the
Now you
hell
can't
is
see
going
what's going on. Now watch. Somebody finna stop right now. Somebody finna stop. This person finna stop right in front of him. Now watch what happens.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh,
He stopped. Look, there we go. There's the person. Boom. Stopped right in front of him. Everyone seemed to get out. Ignore who got out so far. Watch. See, they put the bag up so you can see what's going on. Now look, she got out pretending like she was driving.
Oh my God.
The bag is down. They both get out on top of each other, and dude was in the back seat. Now watch. The dude who was really driving, there's a lot going on here, y'all. The dude who was really driving about to go jump in this Kia. He finna get out last. Watch. They all pretended like they hurt and shit. Everybody focused on him. But look, this car pulled up. They got it all on dash cam. And the dude who was really driving about to go duck off and get in the other car and drive away right away. Now look, that's the hat that was driving. Pay attention. Look, mumble to the front. This dude finna look at the dash cam. This is what everybody focused on. And then he run away. But look, dude right here got in the car and they drove away. Now pay attention from the beginning. Everything I told you. That Kia finna pick dude up. Look, the bucket hat driving. See that? Bucket hat, get up. He stood up, bucket hat. They put the garbage bag up.
Oh my God, I'm on the Bell Parkway. This guy just
Everybody's shifting seats. Bucket hat is in the back seat now.
Yeah.
When the bag falls down, is bucket hat under it. Look, he took the bag off. They care to pick up bucket hat. He climbed up to the front. They all pretended to be hurt like they was in the car.
Holy shit, you know after that turn?
Yeah.
Now watch.
Oh my God.
Bucket hat, get out. This is, I consider this a threat on my life. Y'all will be cooked.
What happened?
Look, bucket hat, look at him. Running away. Get in the car, he blocking it. Get in the car, close the door, he gone. They pretended like it was just them four. Dirty, dirty world.
Oh my God.
These Kamala fans.
Hey, there it is. That's the proof. It's a scam. It was a setup. Hopefully somebody's going to get caught. Likely not, though. It'll just happen again and again. For us, let's move on. Here we go. Next up.
This is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in a semi-truck. It just blew my mind. I don't even know how I kept it on the road. I mean, you'll see what I mean. Just keep watching. Follow the white line, the white dotted line. Look up ahead a little ways and just keep following it. You're going to see it. It's going to blow your mind. As a semi-truck driver, I've seen a lot of crazy, scary stuff over the years, but this one takes the cake. This is actual dash cam footage from my truck of this crazy thing. Now, after the truck passes, if you look at my left mirror, which is what's in the middle of the screen right there, you're going to see some weird fog pop up. As soon as you see that fog, look back up into the center of the screen and just focus there. You'll see it. It's gonna surprise you. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's just, wow. Here it is.
Whoa!
Now in slow motion. Tell me what you think it is. I think it's a ghost truck.
Yeah, that's weird. That might have been something that was already imprinted on his video. Erase, redo, something like that. Pretty creepy. What do you think? Kinda hard to tell. Something good to guess at. Here we go. Let's move on. Next up.
This first dashcam video was captured in Australia. Two men in a Mercedes are driving down the highway when, through their rear dashcam, a car is seen quickly approaching. It then swerves around the two guys before getting in front of them and slamming on the brakes, clearly trying to run them off the road. But what first could be written off as road rage soon takes a more serious and disturbing turn. The two men notice the driver has an axe and is now waving it out his window and threatening them.
What's an axe doing? Like, what are you doing? Oh. Keep distance, bro.
The sudden and unexpected encounter forces the two men to take a quick U-turn to lose the guy, but he continues to follow them. The situation is then taken even further when the two use the next exit and approach a roundabout.
Oh yeah, he's got something they want. That's for sure. But hey, it's happening everywhere. Does it happen where you are? Yep, sure does. Just like it happens here. We got more though. Sit back. Let's check it out. Wow, we're here watching it.
The sudden and unexpected encounter forces the two men to take a quick U-turn to lose the guy, but he continues to follow them. The situation is then taken even further when the two use the next exit and approach a roundabout.
Whoa! Keep driving, holy! Hey, call the cops. Yeah. No. Oh, thank God. Oh my God!
2 times the Mercedes is rear-ended, the second of which causes the attacker to spin out, sending him off the road. This allowed the 2 guys to get away. They would then drive to the nearest police station, where they would report what had just happened. When police arrived to the scene of the crash, the car was gone. However, a few hours later, they would find the vehicle on the road, and from there the driver was arrested. Later, the owner of the dashcam footage would give the video more context. Apparently, the driver chasing them, for whatever reason, was 100% convinced they had robbed his house the night before. But obviously this wasn't the case. The 2 guys had never before even seen the man. It was determined that he was under the influence of something. He would be charged with multiple offenses, which put him in prison for 2 years.
Oh yeah, they weren't going to give up. Some people don't. They just have to have whatever it is you have, or whatever they think you're hiding. You know the kind. They're out there. They're everywhere. Hey, let's move on. There's more. Here we go. Next up.
I just got done having my mind blown. So if my mind is blown with what I just experienced, you better hang on to your seats. Let's start with this 34-mile line of sight I had from north to south. And check out how it looks. Let me first show you that over the course of 34 miles, there should be approximately 770 feet of curvature. And from one end of the 34 miles here, straight, flat, straight, flat, straight, flat to the other end of the 34 miles. Where's that 700 feet of curvature? But I haven't even begun, because this morning I was walking that same beach with a sunrise backlighting what appeared to be buildings in the very distant background, and I thought to myself, no way, because the angle of those buildings was pointing right to Charleston, South Carolina, and even I, as the person I am, thought, no, couldn't be. Could it? I couldn't possibly be seeing Charleston, South Carolina from 193 miles away, right? I mean, 193 miles away at an observer height of 6 feet would give you 24,000 feet of curvature. That would have to be some pretty nifty refraction. That would have to be refraction showing me a mirage. Over 4.5 miles tall. I mean, that's some pretty impressive light refraction. Because although blurry, because I didn't have my trusty Nikon camera, when I compared what I was seeing to Charleston and their skyline, and when I literally asked the locals there what that was, they said they didn't know. But it seemed to be there only in the mornings, when the sun is backlighting the buildings so you can see. And when you do an overlay, especially with this building and this building, they seem to match pretty well. And when you add up all the pieces of the puzzle, like literally facing directly at those buildings, and the fact that I was there early in the morning to catch the sunrise backlighting those buildings, and when it matches here, even down to that little tiny hump and that little tiny hump, and the overlay seems to match pretty darn well as well, well then at a certain point you really need to ask yourself if you really live on one of those. But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know I live on one of these, and although it looks different from picture to picture, I don't question that. Because why would they lie? Do you know how big the lie would have to be for them to pull off something like this? And I mean, what would be the purpose of it? It's not like this would make you think that God didn't exist and we just evolved from monkeys from a big bang accident and we're spinning endlessly in an infinite universe and very unimportant. I mean, no, this would never do that. This is all for entertainment purposes, of course.
Oh yeah, entertainment. Is it flat or is it round? That's the question. What do you think? Let me know. Now, back to the dash cam.
This dashcam footage shows the armed robbery of a cab driver. The driver, Ralph Valletta, had just started his shift. This was his first ride of the day. He was stopped at a light, and the rider can be seen in the back slouched down. But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything he has.
Give me all your money, man. Man, I don't. Give me all everything you got. Give me up now. All right. I need it now. All right. So do we have the easy way, or we can make this the hard way? Everything I got, man. You keep your hand where I can see him. I just started. What you got? I just started. Your wallet. Let me see your. I don't have everything in my wallet. We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way, man. Let me see your wallet and let me see your phone. I need it all right now. If you don't want to die, man. Okay. Okay. Give it all to me now. Okay. Okay.
Unbeknownst to the rider, a police cruiser was stopped at the same light directly behind them. At some point during the robbery, the light to the lane they were in had turned green, and seeing that they weren't moving, the officer put on his lights and got out to investigate.
Don't have anything in my wallet. I don't have your wallet and your phone. I need your wallet and no. Please don't get my phone. I need that to. There's a copy of this. This copy is fraud. Get out. Get out.
Almost immediately, the officer would realize that a robbery was taking place. So, in response, he would order the rider out of the car, where he would then be detained. The rider was arrested and later charged with multiple offenses.
Whoa, was that lucky or what? Yeah, got it, and he was safe. Not a situation you want to get stuck in. A surprise nonetheless, but handled and over. Let's move on. Here we go. Next up.
In April of 2021, a man named Mitch Kuhn was driving on the highway back from work when he saw this.
Oh.
A child that looks to be wearing a large jacket, or that's possibly wrapped in a blanket, begins walking out in the middle of the highway, just barely missing Mitch's truck. Mitch was towing a trailer, and felt that if he abruptly stopped it would cause an accident. So instead he opted to call the police, reporting an unattended child walking on the highway. Police assured Mitch that they'd send out patrol units immediately. An hour later, Mitch called again for a follow-up, as well as to offer the footage he had caught on his dashcam. But he was told that it wouldn't be necessary, as the child had been collected safely and was on its way home. However, strangely, police would later state that no child was found despite officers searching the area until 3:45 a.m. Additionally, they would claim that at no point did they tell Mitch that they had found the child. The next morning, multiple volunteers commenced the search of the area, but no child was ever found, and therefore the search eventually ended. At the time the footage was captured, there were no reports of a missing child in the area. It remains unknown who exactly was captured in this video.
Yeah, wow. 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 What else can you say? Pretty creepy, pretty strange. There's a lot like that. Good dash cams, just like the ones you have. Get that footage, upload it. It'll be here just like this. Here we go.
This dashcam footage was captured in the streets of Taiwan. Right away, it's clear the video takes place in the midst of a storm where the winds are strong enough to throw around debris. At one point, debris is even seen flying against the windshield. But little did the drivers know that an actual tornado was forming right behind them and quickly heading in their direction. The dashcam footage captures the exact moment the tornado went directly through them. It was even strong enough to lift vehicles off the ground, which can actually be seen with the white van that pulls out onto the road. The wheels of the vehicle leave the ground, and it begins to get full-on dragged by the tornado, seemingly disappearing. But once the tornado passes, it can be seen much further down the road, wedged in between two trees. More concerning, however, is the person that gets thrown by the tornado on the right side of the road. Unfortunately, this woman would suffer major injuries and would be taken to the hospital. The storm would go on to produce further damage in the form of 50 inches of rain that would cause multiple deadly landslides.
Wow. Is that incredible or what? It just rains and rains and rains. It's doing that right here, right now. It's coming down. How is it like where you are? Is it hot? Is it cold? It's getting pretty wet here. It's going to be snowing. Up in the hills, it's already happening. In the lowlands, it's coming. The freeze is upon us. So are the videos. So here we go. Next up. Sit back and enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's move on.
This video was taken in Russia. It shows the dashcam footage of a man driving down a desolate and long stretch of dirt road. Then, up ahead is a car parked in such a way so as to block traffic. Two men with baseball bats begin walking up to the driver, and that's when it becomes clear that this is a robbery, and the parked car was an intentional makeshift roadblock. The driver tries to escape, but the two men get in the way and do their best to prevent it. Fortunately, the driver had a window of opportunity and took advantage. He slammed on the gas and was able to get away unscathed. He then drove around the roadblock and was free. It's unknown if the two men with baseball bats were ever caught. This footage was captured way back in 2012. It takes place near an airport in Moscow, Russia. The airport is right next to a highway, and on December 29th, this dashcam footage would capture the disturbing moments a plane missed the runway and crash-landed just on the right side of the highway. It turns out the plane had mistakenly overshot the runway because of bad weather conditions, so when it landed it didn't have enough room to brake. This left it no choice but to go directly into the highway, causing plane seats and other debris to shoot towards passing vehicles, all of which can be clearly seen in the footage. At the time of the crash, the plane was only carrying crew members. No passengers were on board. But unfortunately, 5 of the 8 total crew members would lose their lives. The driver of the vehicle with the dashcam would make it out unharmed.
Wow. Yeah, my jaw is on the ground. That's incredible. But you know what? Yep, you got it. There's more. Sit back. Here we go. Next up, where are we at?
In late November of 2015, a large catastrophic bushfire broke out in South Australia. This dashcam footage was captured by one of the fire trucks responding to the incident. Right from the start of the video, enormous smoke clouds are shown, depicting just how large the fire had gotten. As the trucks continue forward, visibility gradually worsens. It gets so bad to where the fire trucks are forced to stop. Then, in the distance, the fire itself can be seen, spreading towards them unnervingly fast.
Here it comes, the hitch coming. Mix on here. And you can get it. Let's go to the other one. We're going to go to bed over there. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Get on the street, get on the street. Where are you, Scotty? Jesus Christ! Shut up!
A miscommunication between the two trucks resulted in a collision. The truck in the front was attempting to back up out of the fire, while the truck with the dashcam was entering what's known as a burnover. A burnover is a fire truck protection protocol where the truck stays in place and the crew deploys Velcro blankets to protect themselves from the heat. Water is sprayed outside of the vehicle to keep it from catching on fire, and in the inside, breathing masks are used by the crew. During this protocol, however, the crew from the truck in the front can be heard desperately explaining how they didn't have water for a burnover, or rather their truck's sprinkler system wasn't working properly. They couldn't stay in place, and were forced to drive forward in the hopes of escaping the fire, which you can actually see in the video as the truck fades into the distance. Fortunately, this move would end up saving their lives. They would make it to the other side of the fire, and everyone inside the truck, as well as the one with the dash cam, would make it out with minimal injuries.
Ooh, lucky. Another one caught in the fire. Not a good place to be, huh? Nope, not desirable. But hey, it happens. You gotta get out safe. You gotta be safe. You gotta pay attention to everything. For us, we got more. We got one more. Pay attention. Here it comes. Next up. Oh my, wow, caught him by surprise. Just like that, it's over. And for us, it's over too. You know what to do. See you next time.